Ahoy! Today I'm going to be opening a collector booster for Crimson Vow. Loading Ready Run has recently been doing these long-form crack-a-pack videos, and I've really enjoyed the format. So I decided to give it a shot myself. Been wanting to practice a little bit more of like video editing and talking on camera and stuff. So yeah, here we go. I very much enjoyed Crimson Vow, the draft format itself so far. I don't draft often, but I've been drafting more Crimson Vow than I typically would on the pack because of that. So first up, other side. First up, we have Wedding Invitation, which is a 2-mana artifact. When Wedding Invitation enters the battlefield, draw a card, and tap Sacrifice Wedding Invitation. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. If it's a vampire, it also gains lifelink until end of turn. RSVP at your own risk. Yeah, this card's alright. If you are building a vampire deck and you just need like a little extra to fill a slot, this is a good one to do it with. The lifelink helps. Next up, we have Heron of Hope. It's for 3 colorless and a white. It's a creature bird 2/3 with flying. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1 instead. And for a colorless and white, Heron of Hope gains lifelink until end of turn. It's alright. Lifelink, again, helps, but yeah, it does its job. Next up, we have Siphon Essence. For 2 and a blue, it's an instant. Counter target creature or planeswalker spell. Create a blood token. Yeah, I don't have any strong feelings about that card. Next up, we have the Hook Hand Mariner. It's a creature, human werewolf for 3 and a green. It's a 4/4, and it's got Daybound, Nightbound, and it transforms into Rip Hook Raider. It's a werewolf, 6/4, and it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. The flavor text: the local gossips swore Nesmith lost his hands in a fight with a werewolf. They weren't entirely wrong. Next up, we have Sigardian Paladin for 2, a green, and a white. It's a 4/4 human knight. As long as you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature this turn, Sigardian Paladin has trample and lifelink. For a colorless green and a white, target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains trample and lifelink until end of turn. So this is a deck that I really haven't had a chance to mess around with on Arena, but it seems like this would be a very good fit in it. Next up, we have Runebound Wolf. It's a 2/2 wolf for 1 and a red. For 3 and a red, you can tap it, and Wolfbound Ruined Wolf Runebound Wolf deals damage equal to the number of wolves and werewolves you control the target opponent. So this one's a lot of fun if you build like a werewolf deck, because there's just a lot of random wolves also in the set. So if you have some number of them, maybe 3, maybe 4, you just leave this guy back, and if they don't do anything at the end of the turn, so like that's an important part too, since we have the whole Nightbound, Daybound thing. Not doing anything on your turn, leaving the mana up to be able to activate this helps with your werewolves. Next up, we have a very gorgeous Eternal Night Plains. Yeah, I like that. Then we have Catilda, Dawnheart Martyr, for 1 and then 2 white. It's a legendary creature, spirit, warlock. Flying, lifelink, protection from vampires. Catilda, Dawnheart, Martyr's power and toughness are each equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. Then it's got a disturb cost for 3 and 2 white. And the flip side is Catilda's Rising Dawn. It's a legendary enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has flying, lifelink, and protection from vampires. And it gets +X/+X, where X is the number of permanents you control that are spirits or enchantments. If it'd be put in the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead, like the typical sort of disturb thing. But yeah, that seems pretty good if you're running a whole bunch of auras and spirits. Spoopy. Next we have a card that I believe is from the Commander of Crimson Vow set. It's Predator's Hour. For 1 and a black, it's a sorcery. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain menace, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library face down. You may look at and play that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. I don't think I was aware of this card yet. So all your creatures gain menace, and then they also... Yeah, so you don't have until like the end of the turn to do it. It's just for as long as it remains exiled. This might end up going into my Minotaur deck that has somewhat of a menace sub-theme. Cool. Next we have an extended art Dreadfast Demon. It's 5 and then 2 black for a 6/6 demon with flying. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a non-demon creature. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Dreadfast Demon. This thing gets out of hand quickly. You just end up, if you don't deal with it, your opponent ends up having a whole army of 6/6 flying demons. Next we have the, I don't recall the name of this border style. It might be Fang border, or I don't know. It's the vampire border style for Crimson Vow. It's Voldaren Epicure. For 1 red, it's a 1/1 vampire. Whenever Voldaren Epicure enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, then create a blood token. One of the fun parts about the Crimson Vow draft format is just the blood tokens in general. They really help, like, that late game when maybe you already have 6 lands and you end up drawing a land and it's like, I really don't need this. You can spend a blood token, draw a new card, maybe get some discard value. Next we have a Dracula card in Crimson Vow. Since it was all very vampire themed, they did a lot of alternate artwork for Bram Stoker's Dracula. So this is Van Helsing's Holy Ward, which is also actually Circle of Confinement. For 1 and a white, it's an enchantment. When Circle of Confinement enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or less until Circle of Confinement leaves the battlefield. Whenever an opponent casts a vampire spell with the same name as the card exiled with Circle of Confinement, you gain 2 life. Not bad. It's a nice early game removal thing for something small that might be annoying you. We have another one of these vampire border cards now. It's Bloodveil Purveyor for 2 colorless and then 2 black for a 5/6 flying trample vampire. Whenever opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. So you actually give your opponent blood tokens. Whenever Bloodveil, I've been doing that wrong this entire time. Whenever Bloodveil Purveyor attacks, it gets +1/+0 for each blood token defending player controls. So yeah, you're potentially making your flying trample vampire even bigger because he just thirsts for blood that much. We have another Fang border one. This one is Gluttonous Guest. For 2 and a black, you have a 1/4. When Gluttonous Guest enters the battlefield, create a blood token. And whenever you sacrifice a blood token, you gain 1 life. Another like common level utility card. Really helps with the blood, helps with the like life gain synergies that you might have. Next we have an Eternal Knight, Thaliath, Guardian of Thraben, a returning card. For 1 and a white, you have a 2/1 legendary human soldier. First strike. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. It's universal. Oh, hell yeah. Now we have the last is our foil token. It's the 3/1 boar. It's just the big meaty boar. Cool. Well, that was an awesome pack. Yeah, I don't often get the chance to open collector boosters, so this is cool. Lots of foils. Really like this Eternal Knight Plains. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.